Today I've got a couple of great helpers in eradicating fleas from your home, which for anyone who has ever had a flea infestation knows that it is hugely annoying, frustrating, and a lot of work to get rid of them. I will not do a chemical bomb in the house just because it's way too toxic for me and for my animals. So I'm going to show you two ways to help get these buggers out of your home. This is not an exclusive practice. In other words, these are additional to vacuuming, doing your laundry, etc. and so on. I'll link to a really great article that has lots of great tips about the diligence of what it takes to get rid of a flea infestation. First off, I'm totally surprised that I have fleas because both of my cats are indoors. But apparently I must have brought some in from the outside. Okay, so first off, this trick is utilizing a wide bowl or pan that has a couple inches of water in it. It's nice and wide. You want it wide. You really don't want it too tall because fleas can jump only about 7 inches. And this one it's about 4.5, 5 inches or so tall. And to the water, add 1 or 2 drops of liquid dish detergent. Then, before you go to bed at night, you're going to take the bowl and put it preferably in the middle of a room, like middle of your living room. If you can put it in the middle of your bedroom, great, or wherever your pets sort of congregate. And you are going to put a light close to or attached to the bowl and then turn it on and then turn out all the lights in that room and go to bed. Now, if you don't have a clip-on light, that's okay. You can just utilize a little standalone light. It doesn't really get the light all the way over the center, but it'll still work. So what happens and how this works is the fleas are attracted to the light and then they're going to jump into the water and the detergent will kill them, drown them. And I don't know, I left this water from last night. I don't think you can actually see the little dots, but there's one there and there's one there, especially with my carpet that's kind of dotted in its pattern. So that's one trick, and do that again each night. You can put a bowl in each room. This is, again, in addition to vacuuming. You've got to vacuum at least daily. Okay? And you don't need to change the water each night. You certainly can, but you don't need to. Just, again, set the bowl out. Make sure your animals aren't going to be tempted to drink that water. It's fairly dilute, so they're really not at a huge risk, but I would still be cautious. So that's tip number 1 to help get them out of your house. And I'm just going to set this aside. And then this magical stuff is diatomacous earth. And it is microscopic dust of amorphous silica, i.e. sand, from fossilized shells. You can see I've had this bag for quite a while because a little goes a long way, and you can use it out in the garden as well. Some people swear by it to help slug control, but I've never had that luck because I live in the Pacific Northwest and it's just too wet for this to stay dry. So for this problem solver with the fleas, you can put some diatomacous earth in a shaker jar, and I'm simply reusing one of the old green cheese jars. And then you can take the diatomacous earth and just sprinkle a little bit along the moldings around the edges of your room. And the fleas will get that on their bodies. They will groom themselves and they will die because it's silica. It's scratchy once it gets into their system. And they also will dry up because it is a desiccant. So those are my 2 tips that you probably haven't seen in other places, but these tips work. And I'm telling you, this is the real ticket to use a wide bowl with just a couple 3 inches of water, couple drops of liquid dish detergent, and then set it in the middle of your room. Focus a light on it, and you are going to be good to go to get rid of fleas. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for other tips.